this is what's on today's menu, folks. I'm making my famous meatloaf out of turkey, of course, because I don't like ground beef. I love ground turkey. I'm going to use 1 can of 18-ounce chunky Campbell's country vegetables. If you can get the regular vegetable beef, that's even better, but I'm going to puree this either way. I'm going to use a McCormick meatloaf seasoning, a tablespoon of soy sauce, a tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce, 2 pounds of ground turkey, 1/4 of a huge onion, 2 eggs, and 6 ounces of mushrooms. So let's get right to it. Meanwhile, I'm getting my onions and my mushrooms cut up, I have a tablespoon of oil going in a pan. I've already diced up my onions, so now I'm going to take my 6 ounces of mushroom and dice them up really small also. Got my 1/4 onion finely minced, my 6 ounces of mushroom ready to go, and then I have also got 3 cloves of garlic that have gone through a garlic presser right here. I have my oil heating up, so now I'm going to add all those ingredients. So my pan is super heated. I'm just going to add a teaspoon of the North chicken flavor bouillon and then get this all mixed up until it's nice and tender. And again, we have the 1/4 of a huge onion, 6 ounces of mushrooms, and 3 garlic cloves, and a teaspoon of the chicken bouillon. To this concoction, I'm going to add a tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce, and I'm also going to add just 1 tablespoon of light soy sauce, and then I'm going to let that cook down. Alright, my mushrooms and onion are pretty cooked. I'm going to turn off the heat and let them set because I'm going to have to handle them with my hands, so I want them to cool off a little. Meanwhile, I'm going to get everything else prepared. So let's move on to the next step. Here I have my can of beef with country vegetables. It's an 18-ounce can. Oops, I just made a mess there. Here I have my little food processor, so I'm going to throw this in there. And I don't want to finely grate it, but I do want it to cut down a little bit because this is the chunky can. I couldn't find the regular can. If you can get the regular can of just the vegetable beef soup, that's even better. But let's get this pureed a little bit. I'm going to give it like 3 quick pulses. Yeah, that's perfect. That's what you want. You want it to kind of look like cat food, for lack of better term. Baby food, whatever you want to call it. But this is what you want. I just got done squeezing out my 2 pounds of turkey into the same Pyrex casserole dish that I'm going to use. So this is what it looks like. Next, what I'm going to do is add all of my mushrooms and onion. And then I am also going to add the pureed Campbell's vegetable beef soup. I'm gonna add this container of meatloaf. So let's start moving on. Okay, I just finished adding my McCormick meatloaf seasoning. To this, I'm also going to add 1 more tablespoon of light soy sauce, 1 more tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce, and I'm going to add 2 eggs to get this all binded up. Next, I'm going to use my clean little hands to get this all mixed up. So let's get to mixing. Okay, so I mixed it all up, and in my casserole, my Pyrex casserole, I just kind of formed it so that it fits perfectly in my casserole dish. Obviously, it's not a quote-unquote actual loaf, but oh my gosh, this meatloaf is going to be the best thing you've ever tasted. To top my meatloaf, I'm just going to drizzle some honey over it, and then half of a can, or let's see how much we need, of an 8-ounce Hunt's sauce, tomato sauce. Let's see how much we need though. So let's come over here, and I'm gonna start just glazing it with honey. So you saw how little that was. And then I'm going to take my spoon here and just kind of spread it all over. Make sure it kind of gets all over the top, and you'll be able to see. And then I'm going to take my Hunt's tomato sauce and just start drizzling it. Same thing with this. Make sure you get it over every piece of meatloaf. I probably used 1/4 of the can of tomato sauce. If you want more, if you like it more tomatoey, you're more than welcome, but this is perfect for me and for my family. So now I have my oven going already at 350, so I'm gonna pop this baby in and I'll check on it in an hour. And she blows at 350. We'll check on it in an hour. Okay, so an hour and a half at 325. This is what we have. I'll show you what it looks like after I serve it up. So you let your meatloaf set for 10 minutes. Pop it out. It's nice and set. It's nice and moist. I don't have legit bread today, but I did what I could. You can get the recipe for my mashed potatoes and my meatloaf on YouTube.